Welcome to the live. I'm wearing my extra long bunny hat. This is a reading for Stephanie, OG. I'm also wearing my. Hold on, I want to do a fit check. Oh, fuck. My laundry, my unfolded laundry is right here. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's me. And this is Stephanie's reading. Hey, Cosmic Tempo. You being the first person kind of feels right. Cosmic Tempo, like beat, rhythm. Um, because especially because of like this reading request and everything that's in it, and my cat just came to say hi, so she's right here, by the way. If anybody's being like evil in the chat, then just know my cat's gonna beat your ass. Hey Sky, I literally knew you were gonna join this because when I was like practicing how I was gonna start this in my head, it never actually goes the way I think it's gonna go. Oh my god, I just put myself in the eye, and then Steph literally like comments. I think that's Stephanie. I almost said Sky's name instead of Stephanie's name, so I kind of knew that Sky was gonna be here. But just for like Stephanie, when she watches this, Sky kind of is like one of those like clients that came into my life at a time when like I really kind of needed like a friend, and like our life was like really aligned, and probably still is a lot. Um, so yeah, and then I kind of feel like you're in a similar kind of client for me, where like, yeah, like we're kind of like, you know. Anyways, so this is Stephanie's request. She says, I feel my energy and my confidence expanding the more I focus on myself and the more consistent I'm becoming with prioritizing myself and my goals. And I've noticed that I seem to be rubbing some people in the wrong way. People who are my friends or coworkers that I consider friends, who I'm around a good amount, and I will want to be close to me but get upset with my boundaries, both when it comes to time and personal morals and beliefs. Like I was literally told that I make someone feel like a bad person just by existing, and I don't really want to give too much to energies like this in my life who are kind of hating on me, even if subconsciously, and aren't exactly supportive of the direction that I'm going in now, even if they won't be honest about it. I just got a notification for someone else's live. Um, Someone that I watch all the time. That's crazy. Um, but they're coming from people who have been with me in darker times of my life, so I guess I feel bad for distancing myself to the extent that I feel like I need to not be thrown off or distracted right now. I feel like my life is finally changing positively in big ways that I've been working towards forever, but all these external responses I'm getting from certain people in my life are making me question myself and what I'm doing a bit. But I also don't actually feel bad for being selfish when I think about it. I don't know. Help. So I think honestly, part of the point of like us sharing this time and space and energy together is just like to be able to relate to each other as people who are like really unique as individuals, but kind of very similar from far away. Cause I don't remember where you told me that you live, but I'm pretty sure you're kind of far from me. But like I relate to this a lot because I just started working at a bar, and I know that you work in a club too. So, you know, those kind of environments tend to attract like certain kinds of people, and I don't want to say that they're good or bad, but I have noticed like some of my coworkers, like when I first met one of them, she told me that she was like a really good liar, like she's really comfortable with like just lying to people. And then whenever she said that to me, I'm a Virgo rising. Interesting. That's good to know. Cause yeah, like I get Scorpio energy. You're in San Francisco. Okay, cool, dude. I was there like a couple of years ago, and that sounds like stupid to say, but like, California is like my shit. I was born in California, so that's kind of cool. Um, but yeah, she was like, yeah, somebody asked me a question, and I'll just like lie, and I was like, I was like, what? Like, I don't really lie. Like, I'm comfortable giving honest and uncomfortable truths. Like, I don't mind if like my honesty is not ideal. I make bank as a dancer. I've actually been thinking about dancing because I dance for myself. So like I know I would make money dancing for money for sure. But at the same time, like my thing with that, like dancing for money, is like the whole like people knowing that I do it thing. So Steph is kind of like inspirational to me because I'm pretty sure like she's kind of broken down some of those walls that I'm still struggling with. Is like I don't want people to, but also I think one of the things that helps Steph do that probably, I don't know, I'm just kind of like maybe just talking out my ass a little bit here, but Steph is gay, so like she dances for men, but she's not attracted to them really. Like she doesn't really like them sexually. So like for me, I actually do have. I'm sorry, guys. I know it's disappointing, but I am attracted to men. So, for to dance for them would be like it'd be a little bit different in my mind than it is in her mind or something. I don't know. I don't know, but like you know, I have to work on that because I don't want men to see me as like a hoe or anything. Like for some reason, I still care about what men think of me, which sucks because it's like limiting, but it's true. So yeah. Um, but yeah, I've just been working in an environment with people who have different morals than I do, and I don't mind hanging out with people who have different morals than me, because like I think that kind of just adds like this energy of variety, and like this is like one of the same girls who was in like a long-term relationship with her boyfriend, but then when I showed her like my Tinder profile, she like downloaded Tinder like that same shift, like just like dropped everything and just downloaded Tinder even though she had a boyfriend. So like there could be some people around you who like the things that you do, like they feel inspired by and they want to kind of like get on that same shit. Not all that has to be bad, but like you could be like a pillar in your community and not even really know, and just be someone that people are looking at and paying a lot of attention to and measuring themselves against. And that comes with like, you know, positive and negative type situations. Also, yesterday I went to the gym and like I have a little story time because this shit really pissed me off, and like I wanted to make a TikTok about it, and I literally I think I made like 3 TikToks and they're like in my drafts like right now. Because I realized that I kind of maybe sounded stupid like ranting about it, but now you know I'm on YouTube now, so it doesn't really matter. But basically, what happened was I remember my eye because this is the same eye that I poked when you first came in, and for some reason like it itches. But it's my left eye, by the way. Your Scorpio rising is in your. Wait, no. Can't be. Scorpio rising means Scorpio's in your first house. So, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn. Wait. Scorpio first house, Sag second house, Capricorn third house, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Yeah. Okay. No, we got that. Got there. Eventually. The comments after like you after like maybe like 10 seconds they go away. So I was trying to like figure it out. She'd be affected by Uranus in the 8th house. Okay. Uranus is that like erratic placement, and this kind of came out of nowhere, right? Like, the thing I'm telling you right now. So like I was at the gym yesterday. I was at Planet Fitness, and first of all, I tried to go to a new Planet Fitness because I was like, at first I was trying to go to church, but then I realized that I was like way late for church because for some reason in my mind I thought it started at 12:15, but it started at 11:15, and I usually go to the traditional 9 o'clock one, but I just slept in, so I was like, let me just try, and then it didn't work. So I was like, okay, well this Planet Fitness is closer. So I went to that one, and I couldn't get in. Like I scanned my little thing, but they were like, "Hey, ma'am, you have a classic membership, and you need like a black card one to go to this one." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know." So then I had to go to the one that I go like to all the time, which is closer to my house but farther from that location. And I went to that one, and then I went to go stretch, but then they didn't have any of the mats because everybody was like using the mats for stupid stuff. Like I used the mats just to stretch, but then a lot of the girls who come into that Planet Fitness like will take a mat and then go find some random location like not even near the stretching area, and then like post up and like use. I don't know. Maybe they have a good reason. I don't know, but it just pissed me off because there was absolutely no mats, and there's usually like at least 10 or 12 mats at the gym. So I had to stretch on the floor, like behind the treadmill that I was gonna use. So I was on the floor stretching, and I'd had a cute outfit on yesterday. It was nice. And then I got on the treadmill and I started doing my like warm up because the first 5 minutes I usually just walk just to get my heart rate up. And then sometimes I'll like walk on an incline. But then I started to do my first like 5 minute interval of like jogging, and when I was just starting out. Like I started out my slowest speed. I started at my slowest speed, and I was just sitting there jogging for 5 minutes, and then this girl who was in the like weightlifting area, like apparently she saw me at some point during my like stretch or like warm up walk or the first like 3 minutes or so, of actually longer than like shorter than 3 minutes. It must have been during the walk, bro. Cause she came and like stood on the treadmill. Like this is my treadmill right here, like, maybe like in the middle of the row. Like I'm right here, and then she went on the one all the way at the end, and there's no one in between, and she just stood there. Like the treadmill wasn't even on. So you know how there's like guardrails on the treadmill, so she's like leaning against the back treadmill, like the back guard arm thing, and she's like watching me run. And I'm like, dude, I can literally feel you staring at me. Like, I know there's like 5 treadmills in between us, but like, I'm definitely aware of you being there. So then, like, I tried to ignore her. I tried to ignore her, and I was just like, okay, I'm like, my thing. But eventually, I started to get like mad, right? And I don't even like, well, I don't want to say I don't get mad easily, because and yeah, I kind of do, but I wasn't like really worried about her until like I suddenly was, and then I was like jogging and I was like looking over at her, and then like once I kind of get to the point where like I'm kind of pissed, like I have no problem letting everybody around me know that I'm pissed. Like it's not gonna be a secret. Like no secret beef with me. Like once I decide that I'm gonna take up this challenge, like I'm committing to seeing this through. So I'm literally jogging and looking at her at the same time, because like once again, I'm jogging at like the lowest speed. Like this is not a challenge for me. I'm just warming up my body. So I'm literally like jogging and looking at her. And then she has to realize like, oh, like you see me looking at you, and then I'm like, yeah, I see you looking at me. And so she just goes like, after because what I felt like she was doing was she was standing there trying to like use whatever magic she might have had or whatever. And this might sound like stupid, right? But I believe in this kind of a thing. So like I feel like she was like using the power of her stare to try to like stop me from running. But she didn't know like I get in here and I run every single day. Like what I do when I go to the gym is I run. But people don't usually like focus on cardio. Like everybody's all like about lifting and stuff like that. Yeah, she was definitely trying to intimidate, which is crazy because she was like small body. Like she was small body. She's probably like at maximum 5'5". So like I have inches on her. And then she like was like doing arms. Like she was doing an arm day. So she was basically just trying to be like a little man. Like it's like but whatever. So she went back over to like the weightlifting, which is where she was before. But it happened to be like right across from my treadmill. So that's why I figured out that she probably saw me from the first time, because she was like right across me, because I like tracked her through the gym, because like obviously want my attention, so now you have it. So I tracked her through the gym, and then she's like facing me while she's lifting, and I decided that at this point I'm gonna continue to stare at her for like the rest of the time I'm on the treadmill. Like for as long as she's there and I'm here, I'm gonna like just be locked into her. So I'm like running, like I think I ran for 30 minutes before I got off and did something else. So for like 30 minutes, I was staring at this girl, like just like to the point where like she decided to start closing her eyes during her lift, because I started to make her feel uncomfortable. And then I kind of felt like I won because I stared her into submission. Like she literally started to close her eyes, like she didn't want to see anything after that. But yeah, and then she had her like her sister come to like use the same machine. Um, and I didn't stare at her because like I think she tried to have her sister come in to like be like, oh, she's being mean to me, like let's team up against her, because she was being mean to me. But then when her sister came over, I mouthed over to her, I was like, you guys look like sisters, you need to get your sister in check because she's a jealous bitch. And then after that I just didn't look at her anymore. So I was like, bro, like whatever she told you, it's true. I did stare her down, and I did look at her like I wanted to kill her while I was running for 30 minutes. Because, like, one of the things about running is, like, people who run are not, like, you don't want to fuck with a runner. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like we're different beasts. Like, in the gym, like, when it comes to our mentality, like, you don't piss off a runner and then expect to just be able to outrun that beef. Like, you can't outrun a runner. You know what I'm saying? So don't start something you don't want to finish, because we have the stamina and endurance to finish it. Anyways, and I also like I was talking so much shit from across the gym, like when she was in front of me. I was like, the reason why you're so jealous is because you don't have the heart to do what I'm doing. Like, and then I was like, I get like, me when I'm mad is a different version. Like, you would never think that I'm how I am when I'm mad, just based off of like how I normally am, because I just don't like. You have to like really provoke that from me. Otherwise, I'm like super chilling, super chilling. Like I just don't appreciate somebody like staring at me in the gym and then like sipping their drink while they're staring at me, because I just feel like you're disrespecting me and you're like sucking my spirits or something like that. And I just don't fuck with that. Like there's absolutely no way you're gonna like I'm gonna be over here. And you're gonna be over here like I can't let shit like that slide in the gym. I have to like let people know that that's not okay. Like, and people like, cause people watch me when I'm in the gym, right? Like people watch me because I'm that guy in the gym. So when people see me locked in staring at you, then they're like, oh, I wonder why this normally super chill, calm person looks like they want to kill this little tiny mini man from across the gym. It's because that little mini man stepped out of fucking line. I don't fuck with shit like that, bro. Motherfuckers need to learn. Anyways, so yeah, let's start the reading. Sorry, I had to rant about that real quick, but yeah, I feel that's the kind of energy you could be dealing with right now. And like, don't be afraid to check some shit. Like, if you need to check some shit, check that shit. Because otherwise, you're giving people the impression that like you're weak. Another thing I really don't like at work is when people try to like pass their trash to me. Like, I don't mind being a cooperative team member. If I see you like having a lot on your plate, I don't mind like busting the table for you. If you just like got a new six top in and you need to like get them drinks, like that's fine. But if you are just like chatting and like bullshitting basically, and you just see me like walking by and you like want to pass me like some trash off of this person's table, like I used to, like when I first started, I was like I used to just take it and like do the work for them, but I'm about to start saying no. Like I'm about to start being mean, because I feel like ultimately, like when it comes to these more like feminine arenas, people like expect people to like maneuver passively. One of the best ways you can get respect is kind of by being direct, and that's like my, because I am like maybe a more masculine type of woman, even though like I'm working on presenting more femininely, which is the reason why I think she underestimated me, because she's thinking like, oh well, I'm the one wearing the fucking muscle tank, and I'm the one lifting. Like she thought that meant that she was more masculine than me, and it didn't. It just really didn't, because I'm a very direct, assertive, self-confident person, and like I'm built in a way physically that allows me to have a lot of confidence and like following through with the things that I say I'm going to do. We have fork in the road. This fell on the floor. So yeah, like some of these social situations are coming up to challenge you and your identity and how you're going to define yourself in a moment. Like, who are you going to be right now? Are you the kind of person that like goes along to get along? Or are you the kind of person who like is a bear? A leg up. Number 34. This was number 13, the first card. And then we have soulmates, penguin, serendipity, and then chop wood. I'm not gonna take these, but some of these soulmates that are coming into your life are like actually enemies. Like yesterday I pretty much declared that girl my enemy for like life. Like I'm never gonna like her after that. So if I ever see her in there again, which I probably will, because it's a small world, we're gonna be enemies. And I'm prepared to like continue to be her enemy for life now, because I didn't do anything to her other than exist in the gym. Enemies for life. Because I'm a Taurus stellium, and that's just how I get down. I'm a rock, like, that doesn't move until you push me in the direction, and then I just carry that momentum. Orphaned. So, like, don't let people trigger your inner child wounds, right? Like, I was just mentioning how, like, I'm gonna start telling people, no, I don't want to take your work. I don't want to do this for you. I don't want to be you're bitch. But if at any point in your life you feel like you had to be bitched in order to find acceptance, that could be a challenge for you. Like if you feel like you had to accept being treated poorly, having your like neck kind of stepped on just to like get through a situation, and this could really be something that's harder for you to do, or a stance that's like harder for you to take. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Like I'm allergic to this energy. Not you, but like the situation. Like that's why I meant like the inner child wounds. It's like something about some of these situations might really like trigger some of those core wounds that you have about yourself. Fuck. Excuse me. Had to. Okay. Then we have A Chance in the Wind, Zebra, number 12. Yeah, possibilities to backtrack on some of your personal growth, and like you were just talking about like how you feel like your energy, your confidence is expanding the more you focus on yourself. Like there could be some opportunities for you to backtrack if you aren't ready to stand on everything that you think of yourself as being. You know what I'm saying? We have Time for a Nap, number 24, which is a double. So like the choice, yeah, Fork in the Road. Fork in the Road is 13. If you don't stand on business, Justin Bieber, then you like have possibility to like kind of backtrack on what makes you special and unique, which isn't really what your guides want you to do. But if you make the choice to kind of do whatever is required to give yourself like peace and rest in the situation, which would I think would mean like with all this orangey energy, like honoring yourself over anyone else here. So let's say, for example, like the way that you dress at work, like you have better style objectively than anybody else in the goddamn building. And people who are around you are like, well, I don't feel like I'm cute when you're around. Like that bothers me. And then they start to like, that's their mental process, right? So then whenever you're around, they make comments about like, oh, you're wearing thigh-high socks at work? You look like a slut. You know what I'm saying? If they like said something like that. And it's like, if you allow that to really land on you and make you feel like your outfit isn't as good, then you can't double up, you know? Like, if this was like a game of Mario Kart, you want to make sure that you're in alignment with your little boxes with the question mark on it. Like, you want to keep hitting your special opportunities that are meant just for you. But if you falter or like feel like you need to change your course, you might miss some of those little boom boxes, which is like music, but it feels like special opportunities that will recognize you when you look like you. So this could be like a hair and makeup thing. But I'm really just getting like external expression, because a lot of this energy has been about like how you're defining yourself in the world. Then we have Chop Wood, and then why, question mark. I think when some people like encounter you in the world, they're like, why not me? Like, why don't I look like that? Like for that girl, you know, like when I was like psychoanalyzing her and all that time that I was staring her down, which was like at least 30 minutes, she, like I mentioned that she kind of had like little man energy. And then we have strength like in the reverse, Leo in reverse. So it's like there's some part of her identity that she's trying to like fill a gap in by being in the gym and by like emphasizing working out certain muscles in her body. Like even the way that she was dressed, it kind of reminded me of like, I don't want to say a past version of myself, but like kind of, because like when I was in my tomboy era, even then I never really like wanted to have huge arms, you know, like I never in my fitness journey did I feel like I needed to look like a man, you know, like I never really like buffed myself up so much that like that it was just never really that important for me to have like upper body strength. Like I just never really gave a damn, but that's all that she was really working on like in the gym was upper body strength, and then like her like back, I guess. Because I guess she wanted to look like she was like strong and like she could beat somebody up. So maybe at some point she was getting beat up. I don't know. Like who knows, right? But it just seemed like I want to be the strongest woman in the gym, and I want you to see me as the strongest woman in the gym, and you can do something that I can't do. And I want to come over to where you are, where you're doing that thing that I can't do, and I want you to still see me as someone who's better than you. That's what it seemed like, and it just felt like really audacious, and I just couldn't swallow it. So I had to like posture myself appropriately. Um, so you might be able to even identify like the core weak and wounded thing in these people who are trying to like become your enemies. And I feel like the reason why you can do that is because you're like maybe this different breed, different caliber of a person, so that these people could only come into your life and be like a platform for you to demonstrate yourself. Like I have Leo in the 12th house, which is like usually a Pisces planet. It's like spiritual, so I understand myself really well, obviously, which is the reason why God has kind of allowed me to be a person who helps other people understand themselves through my understanding of myself. And then we have the devil, which is like an opposite energy. Um, like whatever, like I mentioned how like she made me a past version of myself, kind of like I used to want to look masculine, or like I used to want to get the respect that masculines got in the world, and so I did certain things to change my appearance to kind of get some more of that. It wasn't so much like I wanted muscle tone, it was more like I wanted swag. You know, like I liked masculine swag, so I got masculine swag. Um, but for people who are like maybe a little bit more smaller bodied, or you know, whatever, it could be harder to kind of find opportunities to like do that in a more balanced way. And so some of these people can only really find respect by like picking fights, or like scaring people, or like, you know, like they just like struggle to define themselves in ways that other people can respect. That's basically what I think I'm getting at. So like they're just struggling to find respect in a respectable way. Like they kind of almost have to like undercut someone, or like um, kick below the belt kind of a thing. Like they almost have to. And because of who you are as a person, the star, whenever these situations are coming up, that fork in the road kind of energy, it's like you get to choose how you respond. Like whether or not you are gonna choose to contribute to this person's like false image of themselves, or whether or not you're gonna like make them go back to the drawing board. And I definitely made that girl go back to the drawing board, because the way that she did it too made me feel like she does that a lot. You know, like the way that she like came up to me and like tried to assert dominance on me as a short, buff woman makes me feel like she just like like she was very comfortable doing it. So some people need to be like kind of knocked down a peg, you know. I kind of need to like blow my nose, dude. Hold on, because I'm thinking about this time when like I was even like watching my person's story, and he has like friends. Like he's like 6'5", I think 6'5", and he has friends who are like shorter than him, and like he's um I don't know. In my mind, he's kind of like a leader of his friend group. I don't know if he postures himself as that. He's pretty like humble and chill about the fact that he's like a giant. So I think that's good because it's like respectable, but also like I think he might underestimate who around him is jealous of him and like what he has, because he's not only like, I gotta blow my nose. Fuck. Hold on. Just give me a second. This wasn't even happening before I went live, so I don't know what that is. But he's pretty like humble about like his stature. And I'm just speaking about this because he's a masculine reference point in my life. Like I don't know that I can really like find an example of this in my life, because I don't even really have like friends like that. Like you guys are my friends, like this is my friend stuff. So like he has people like actually in his life on a regular basis who he like goes and does things with. Um and I feel like people around him are usually jealous of like how he comes over, like how he comes across, and how ready people are to accept him and his energy like in the world. And an example of this, like for me, now that I think about it, is like in my career, because like no matter who I get seated at a table, I pretty much always get a good tip. Like I almost want to say I strategize like how I'm gonna present myself to whatever group of people I'm around, and I'm different for different people and depending on how comfortable I am with them. But I'm usually pretty good at like sensing the gap between me and another person, and then like responding appropriately in that gap. Yeah, and that's part of my like superpower here. My ability, like once again, to understand myself, and then because I understand myself, understand other people, and then just like network and navigate appropriately. So you could just have some of that like star quality where people see you in the world and they're like, you go over better than me, or maybe even have like a skill, like a physical skill that goes beyond my physical skill. Like I mentioned in the gym earlier, I run. A lot of people don't have the heart to run. Like I said it yesterday, I'll say it again today, because it's like you have to do the thing that you hate to do just over and over and over again, and to the point where like you almost maybe stop hating it, but like you kind of still do hate it. Like running is, it doesn't always feel comfortable or good. Sometimes it like really sucks until you like break through that wall, and then it's almost like you're just a machine that's like processing. So I feel like running a lot of times is for people who have that more like machine brain, like Aquarius energy, and people who can like just do uncomfortable things over and over and over again despite how uncomfortable it is. And a lot of times people who go to the gym and like they just lift or whatever, they only have to do an uncomfortable thing like 10 times and then they can stop, you know, and they can take a break. But like with running, it's not like that at all. Like you're just putting yourself in an uncomfortable physical state, full body physical state, and you just have to stay in it. And the only proof of your ability to stay in it is by staying in it. Like, you know, like you just got to keep doing it. So like not only do you have like one day where you run and you run that day, but then you like keep doing that. Like you have to keep doing it basically. Which is why I mentioned the heart thing. Like you might have this like lion heart. I think even the emoji you put next to your name was a lion for this request. So the difference here isn't even just in like how you come across in the world, like physically, like how you look or like how you talk or how you walk or how you dance or how you move. It's also in like the essence of your character, like the quality of your character. And I feel like all of that is translating, and none of that is easy to steal, copy, or replicate. Like none of that comes easy. So the things that people see about you that they really admire or appreciate, they can't even like in a day they couldn't just like do it. They would have to like make it a point to like almost make you a goal in their mind, also because some of the stuff that makes you so special is like really unique to you. They'd have to like kind of like make you a goal and then try to like be like you over time, which is like requires them to respect you. And some people may not want to give you respect. Like they just maybe don't want to respect you because it's hard for them to for whatever reason. Like I feel like you're dealing with some people who like the only reason why they would dislike you is because they respect what you have going on. Man, I built this shit brick by motherfucking brick. Yeah. And I think that translates. People are just jealous of the fact that they didn't start earlier or that they haven't been doing this as long as you have. Because I've been running, like, I ran track, you know, like I've been, and I was the relay of my, or I was the anchor of my relay team. And I was the only person on my team that liked to run 400 meter, which is that like weird gray spot between short distance and long distance. So it's like I'm fast, but I can also maintain being fast. It's like one of the hardest things to do as far as like maintaining pace. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse. Like people don't want to like give you like props or respect. I'm taller than most of your friend group, but I get the least girls in the county, and you just pass them to the group because you have a type, and your type isn't in the bars or the clubs. Nice. It's nice to hear. Okay. Yeah. Queen of Swords. So that's another thing, right? Because they could. They could be like, you don't even want the girls that we're stuck with. Oh, jeez. Yeah, but they do hate you, bro. Because it's like, you just get better stuff. You get better experiences. like it's almost like the energy of like they get stuck with the women who have like attachments, and you are the focus of women who have like everything. And if in like Steph's case, it's like she is the all-encompassed woman, the empress, and then some of the people who are around her, like they might have like kids to feed, or like they might have like um a boyfriend that they secretly hate, you know, and then she's single and like free. Um or they may have to rely on someone else to like give them certain things, or they just may not get the same like response in the world that she gets. It's like just something almost intangible here that is a differentiating marker between the two different groups of people. I'm a black woman, and I feel like a lot of times because of like everything that my family has done to kind of grow like as a people, kind of pisses off people who expect me to be what they imagine a black woman is. And I hope that like is making sense. like a lot of times I feel like in the world people think black women are like dumb, or um like financially like deprived, or like not having things, like living in lack, um fatherless, um like you know, that kind of a thing. And I don't really feel like I fit into any of those categories. So a lot of times people will try to like approach me how they might approach a black woman who fits some of those like markers, and it just doesn't really like, those attacks don't really land on me because their entire perception of me is false. You know, like it just doesn't really, like, it's not me. Like so yeah, like I think you're frustrating to people. You have to like once again like send them back to the drawing board with this like Hymen energy, the Pisces energy. It's like they had to think about themselves and how they're like even perceiving the world around them after dealing with you, because you're not cookie cutter and you don't fit like a stereotype, and you're just different. You can't be approached with any kind of formula. You know what I'm saying? You're maybe like he has like his nose up and he's like, you might think that you're kind of cocky or that you think too much of yourself, but I think whatever you are thinking about yourself is true, like objectively. And like I mentioned, my family here with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, like you could come from something a little bit more distinguished. Like I kind of felt a little bit of hate when I came back to work, after kind of putting in a time off request, short notice for a vacation I didn't even know was happening. Like I put in the request, I think maybe like 2 or 3 days before I went on vacation for a week to Florida, and I was in a nice little spot. So I kind of felt like, oh yeah, like yeah. But then when I got back, like it was kind of like, you were on vacation. You were on vacation. You know, because people don't really like when people have things that they don't have. Gossip about the bar has been going around about you thinking that you're better than people, and you're like, you're fully projecting. I think that too because I don't really care who I work with on the schedule. Like some of the other girls, they want to know who's like, they need to see the entire schedule because they want to know who they're working with and how that's gonna like somehow change like the environment that day. And I don't really care who else is there because I don't expect that anyone else's presence will affect my ability to make money. And that could be part of the, like, you know, that could be part of the reason that like people think that you're like kind of cocky or stuck up, is because you're that confident that you know it doesn't really matter what is happening around you. And I think it's that confidence that actually kind of builds that force field around you of like, hey, I know that my position is super secure. Why? Because I put in the work personally to make sure my position is secure. You could also be like one of the girls who doesn't like flirt with managers or supervisors. So especially if you're like new to an environment, because I noticed this, I don't touch my male managers. Like I don't touch them. Like, I noticed that the bartender, she's like really flirty, and she'll like grab their arms or like squeeze them. And I think that they like expect like whores. Like, I don't know. Like, that's what I'm realizing about like the managers in my workplace. Because like even when I went to go put in the time off request, like the owner of the bar was the one who let me into the office where the calendar is. And he was sitting at the desk, but the calendar is like across from his desk on the wall. Like he's sitting in the chair facing the wall. Calendar's above him, and I need to write on the calendar, but he's sitting in the chair, so I'd have to like lean over him, you know, and I'm like aware of myself, so I didn't want to do that. I was just gonna stand there and wait, but then he was like expecting me to just lean over him, so then I did it, but then it was just like he could tell by the way that I was like awkward and hesitating that I'm not the kind of girl who just leans over men's desks. Like I don't do that. Like that's just something that I'm comfortable doing. That's not my arena. So like it's just a little bit of like a difference in, once again, the quality of the woman between like these two like kinds of girls, where it's like one of them has no problem doing that, has done it before, is excited to maybe do that, and then the other one is like, don't touch me at all, you know, like I like my personal space, respect me as an individual, you know, like, you know. And then also I mentioned that you're a girl who is a stripper but also doesn't like men, like you're not attracted to them like physically, so that could be another part of the reason why your energy like is coming off different in this environment. It's like you, just plain and simply, are not mentally wired the same way as some of these other people in this environment. Like, you're just not like them. So your motivation for being there could be entirely different, right? Because I mentioned, like, you know, having kids, but it could be like, this could be their own shadow. This little kid on the card, the Queen of Swords. Like, these could be women who have like daddy issues. And so they might have different kinds of interactions with these men who are coming to them to like give them money than you might. Not because you don't have daddy issues, but because they're not showing their head in this place particularly, maybe. It's just like, you know, whatever. It's like, I'm not here to get male attention, I'm here to like make money. I might know how to draw in male attention, but it's not for the sake of like, you know, just having it or something like that. It's more for the sake of being effective in my role as feminine eye candy. Yeah. There's a lot of like cheaters at my job. A lot of girls who like have boyfriends and still flirt pretty heavily with other men. I don't know if you like witness any of that in your job. Yeah. Let's see what else I can get. Thanks, DK. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here and being masculine. Because sometimes I feel like I only talk to girls, but I know I don't. It's just a lot of times the guys don't want to be seen, like, here. Like, a lot of times, some of the guys who, like, watch my stuff, like, they don't want to be seen as the kind of guy who, like, is into spiritual stuff for whatever reason. So it's just nice to know that some people aren't afraid to just be themselves. And that could be another thing that, like, you know, if I were to flip this and make it the opposite energy. You talked about how, like, in your friend group, you're the one who can kind of, like, pass the girls on. Like, that is almost an act of, like, discernment, right? Like, it's like, I don't want this one. You can have her. And a lot of times the masculine energy, when it's, like, unformed or, like, unrefined, it struggles to pass up on opportunities. Like, it's an opportunity taker and then a disregarder afterwards. You know what I'm saying? But you might have some kind of like foresight or insight, like even intuitive ability that allows you to like more properly assess compatibility than some people who are just concerned with like having an opportunity and seizing an opportunity. So from a masculine sense, people, like other masculines, could be kind of jealous of your strategy or the effectiveness of your strategy. and what you're able to yield from more properly allocating resources to things that are worth resources. Like, you're not running around like tricking on everybody, basically. Like, you would rather invest in things that you understand have value. Balance is the card that's coming out. So for Steph, she works in the club. She might have an eye for those big spenders, and this is like true for me too, because I'm not a dancer or an entertainer or anything like that. But even on days when I only have like 4 tables, those would be the days when like one of those 4 tables is like a corporate business party. Like, I mentioned this, I think, in another recording. I got tipped like $80 off of one table on, like, I think last week's Monday, like today, last week. I only had 4 tables like the whole night. But I got like an $80 tip on that one table. And I had no idea that was gonna be what it was, because when they first came in, it was just a couple. It was just the leader of that friend group and then his wife. So I had no idea that was gonna turn into what it was, and nobody else did either. Because if they did, they probably would have tried to steal that table from me. So people could even notice like the universe conspiring to benefit you or to like assist you. Because like they didn't even have to pay out of pocket. They were paying with like the company card. What is it about Stephanie's energy that makes her the center of attention right now? Other than balance. We have despondence. So definitely you're attracting a lot of jealousy. She's like this is like kind of like the world card with like the pregnancy thing. I don't think that you're pregnant. I just think it's like, you got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. Like, you just kind of seem like you get what you want. And if you don't have it already, it's like it's within reach for you to have whatever you want. You don't seem to be limited in means, whether that's financially or like physical attraction wise. Like, you could be able to like pull any kind of person. You could have like some kind of universal riz. Maybe you get along with like people who are of different ethnic groups than you. You're definitely not. Awesome. Like, you could even like okay, so here's the thing that I experienced at my bar, because I work at this place where a lot of white people go. White people. A lot of them there, and I live in the South, so there's like a historic racism just like in the air. So a lot of people like default into kind of being racist just because like that's what's most comfortable for them to do. But I'm like kind of used to that, and I don't really mind being around people who I know and other environments behave differently. So it's like you can have some kind of tolerance here. And I think whatever tolerance you have is also matched in the people that you're attracting at this time. So like, I think you're also a brown-skinned lady. So you could be attracting like white men who are like wanting to like spend money on you or something like that. And if it's not just like white men, it's just like people who maybe normally wouldn't be attracted to someone like you. It's like the universe is kind of putting you in their path. You're Filipino. Okay, yeah. The universe is kind of like putting you in their path to show them like somewhat of a silver lining or something like that. It's like you could be an eye-opener in the lives of other people around you in some kind of way. It's like, oh, someone like you exists, and here's proof that I can still agree, you can still be agreeable and not like the things that I'm used to being around in some kind of way. It sounds silly to say that, but whatever. Then we have gossip. So I feel like people are enjoying making you the center of attention, like positive or negative. Like, whether they're talking shit or they're talking like nice about you, because like, let's say you're in the club and like there's a group of women and they are like all agreeing that your outfit is really cute. Like, that could be a thing that happens. Another occasion, it could be that you're in the club and
there's a group of women and they're all kind of agreeing that they feel threatened around you. So yeah, on different occasions, you might have people who want to team up to support you, and you might have people who want to like team up to like, you know, oppose you. Both of those things I think are happening in like an equal ratio. So I think one of the challenges here for you is to not become jaded or anticipate the worst because of some of these more obvious negative experiences. Because some of these people who want to give you compliments don't actually come up to you and say anything. They just kind of like think it in their head. Service in the reverse. Like, people who don't like you or don't want to see you do well might be trying to like conspire against your ability to perform a good service. Or might want to feed doubt about you into the minds of others. Like, this wasn't even me, but we have a new bartender. She started like maybe like a week or two after I started, and I kind of like her. Like, I think she's really cool. But she was working the bar for the first time by herself. Yes, like not yesterday, but Sunday. And there was this girl at the bar who was like a customer, but she was like watching everything that she did the same way that the girl did with me at the gym. Yeah, she was like watching everything that she did and like criticizing it, and she was like not even like, she didn't even work there. She's just a hater. So we have gratitude, and then we also have growth in the reverse. Like, yeah. Have you ever like had a person who couldn't reach you personally with their evilness, and then like it almost seemed like someone else kind of came in their stead to be evil like for them, but like they wouldn't have known each other, you know, like they wouldn't have like they wouldn't have like actually known each other personally, but it's like somehow there's another person kind of acting almost on their behalf in your life. Because I have like enemies and people that I don't like, who live like far away from me. But then I like people in my life who I feel like I almost know that person like sent that energy towards me. Like, I know that was what that was. I know for a fact that you are like, I don't want to say you're being like possessed, right? But it's almost like, you know how God has like his angels, like the devil has his demons, so like he'll send out, you know, his boys, kind of a thing. And then we have trickery at the bottom of the deck. It's like a dragon trying to like intimidate this little squirrel guy. So I really feel like that could be happening, because underneath that we have perfection and then renewal. Like, right as good things are about to start happening in your life, that could be when you're tested the most with this trickery energy. And that's like, you know, that happens a lot in the Bible. Like, right when something's about to happen that's good, you get kind of like tested. See if you're worthy. And the worthiness is not defined by like your ability to be perfect, even though we do have perfection underneath the deck. Like, that card literally did come out, so I feel like in a lot of ways you are kind of like hitting that quality marker of perfection. But I don't think the situations are expecting you to have like no awkwardness, nothing. Like, all those things are kind of parts of you being you. It's more like how do I say this? I think what's most important is your intentions behind doing whatever you're doing. I think it's the fact that you're not like an evil intention person. I think it's the fact that you're in this place because you like to be in that place. You like to have fun. You like to dance. You like to entertain. You're not doing it to be malicious in any kind of way. All of that is like translating and defining your character. You're not an opportunist. Like, you are in the sense that you're like trying to find opportunities, but only the opportunities that want to find you as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not trying to steal opportunities from anyone else. You're just making yourself available for people to like enjoy you when you're enjoying yourself, kind of a thing. I hope that makes sense in terms of like the difference between you and some of the people who might be around you. I think it's kind of clear that like your life will go on even if you have a bad shift, or you're not like a pocket watcher. You seem to be like content with whatever it is that you already have, and you seem to like understand that whatever you have is what you deserve. Like whatever you're getting is what you deserve. So yeah, a lot of times whenever a table will leave my section, I don't even like look at the tips, and I don't count my money until I get home, if not like the next day after I work a shift, because I don't really have a lot of financial responsibility as of right now. Like, I'm mostly just saving, so it doesn't really matter if I had like a $30 day, because I believe in like, you know, law of averages and like sine and cosine. So I know that like I'll have like a really good day, and then not every day can be that good day. Like I had a good day on Sunday. I might not have another good day this week. I might not. But it's okay, because I really am just working because I need to give myself identity outside of belonging to my home group. Like that's really the healing aspect of this for me. Because I never even served before this. But I needed to find purpose, some purpose. And then even like having that purpose like at that job, like kind of helps me want to do this more, because now I'm not just only doing this. Like now I have something of my own outside of even serving you guys. Because I kind of felt like I just didn't really belong to myself for a while. I want to go back to your request real quick just to make sure I've hit everything that you've asked for. I think I pretty much did, but we'll see. I'll pull like from another deck. So I want to use this one over here. I don't know what I'm going to ask yet, though. That was a really good cup of coffee that I made. Holy shit. Okay, let's see what you can maybe expect from some of your upcoming life experiences. Assuming that you're maintaining your confidence and you're continuing to prioritize yourself. Assuming you remain unfazed by environmental pressures, which can be really hard. And I've honestly been wanting to do some protective measures for myself. Because I used to, when I was in California, I was doing like a lot of personal like self magic a lot. Like I used to write a lot of scripts. Because in my mind I was like, yeah, I'm coding my universe, and I have like pages in my notebooks. They're just full of like what I want for myself. But I haven't been doing that as much. Because when I was in California, I was working a lot with like the dead. And I've been trying to not be so much living dead girl. Like I used to feel like I was a dead person walking. So I'm like alive now. So I don't really do as much magic as I used to. Because I just, you know, I'm here in the world, this one. Feet are on the ground. I wonder if that makes sense to like anyone else. I don't know if it actually does. But like I used to go to the graveyard. Like there was a Native American Chemehuevi cemetery that was like a 7-minute walk from my apartment, and I would just like walk, and I would just be at the graveyard like all the time. At all hours of the day. It didn't matter if it was the middle of like the day at 12 or if it was like 4 a.m. I'd be at the graveyard. I really got really close with those spirits. And I tried to go to the graveyard over here, like in the center of this town area. But those spirits are like, I live like once again in like Georgia. In the suburbs of Georgia, so a lot of the people who are buried over there are not necessarily like allies of mine per se. They're like old-timey slavers type. So I went over there, and like I didn't feel as comfortable amongst those dead guys. Not that I couldn't get more comfortable, but like it would probably take a lot more. And I put in a lot of work over there. So, like, you know, it would take, like, maybe, like, 2 times as much work with those guys. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't think the point of my life right now is to be living dead girl anymore. I'm actually really trying to phase myself out of that and be like a little bit something else. And I think living dead girl is always a part of me that I'll have in me. But I think the point of right now is to make it a little bit less obvious. Because I feel like I used to look like living dead girl, which, like, you know, like, I think I'll probably always have, like, these bags under my eyes, and I'll always have, like, sharp canines and a skinny, lanky build. But I don't know. I'm trying to, like, even, like, right now, I'm wearing all black. I don't know if I'll ever not have that, like, emo aspect of self, but I'm trying to be something else. I'm trying to practice being another version of myself. So I don't know how that relates to you. You might have been using this job in the club, like, as a dancer, as an entertainer, to practice feminine, like, attractiveness or, like, disposition. I've been, like, trying to get my nails done and stuff like that, like, just, and I bought new makeup, I mentioned that before. So I've been trying, you know, like, just to be a little bit of a different version of myself. Because I feel like where I'm going in life kind of requires that I am, at my core, living dead girl. But I also need to pretend, like, I need to be able to not also be that at the same time. It's really hard to explain. Like, I can't be afraid of death because it will always be in my life. I can't be afraid of the shadow aspects of myself or others because they'll always be there. But I need to look like something that is warm and approachable. Or, does that make sense? Like, I think I'm training myself for an era of my life when I'm more social. And that's some of the beauty and the value of being in this, like, service position, is that I'm practicing being someone who can cater to other people. Because I was doing that before, like, in California, but it was all through the internet. It was all through, like, TikTok and, like, doing readings. So, like, psychologically speaking, I know how to, like, cater to someone, but with distance. And so now I'm, like, learning how to close that gap. So I don't necessarily have an extroverted personality. But I've been noticing things about the kind of people that I've just been attracting into my life and, like, who they are. Like, I mentioned that corporate business party. And on their ticket, I felt called to title it MK Ultra. And I won't, like, explain what that means, but if you know what it means, you know what it means. Like, they kind of just seemed like MK Ultra people. And then I put a little dinosaur sticker on their receipt. So it's like I could become someone who's not always where I am right now. I could be moving forward into, like, the next level of what I'm meant to be, but that'll happen when I know that I'm fully ready to be that next version of myself. But this is all about practice right now. So you could have a vision of yourself and who you could be and who you could evolve into as you continue to kind of become more prestigious and whatever your skill set is. I think promotions are available for you if you want to seek them. Yeah, King of Wands in reverse. You might not be fully ready for the next thing right now, but that's okay. Because I think there's another version of yourself or your identity that's, like, in formation. And I noticed that especially when I went on my vacation to Florida. Like something literally shifted in the air. I don't even know how to explain it. But when I went to Florida, like something changed. Something literally changed, and we went with it was like my family. It was me, my dad, and my brother, and then our family friend from like forever ago. Like I must have been like 3 or 4 or 5 when I first met these business partners of my dad's, and then we just became like close. Like we just celebrated a lot of summers together. I know their family, they know us. There's been like a little gap of time since I've really been around them, but this was good for me to like kind of like reintroduce myself a little bit as like an adult me, a person who can drink legally now. um so yeah, there could be some kind of like reintroduction of the self. If it's not like to like a family business partner, then it's like to the world or to yourself, you know, like you're just evolving, like DK said. Anything else? The star! Again, this is the second time it's come out, and it's coming out on top of the other star. Except this time, there's no waste. On this one, some of it's getting poured out on the ground. On this one, everything's getting poured back to source. So you're becoming a version of yourself that, you know, is even closer to perfection if you weren't already that thing. And part of that could be through the process of making mistakes. Yeah, 8 of Pentacles didn't want to come off the table. It's in the reverse. Networking kind of feels like that could be like a big thing here. Networking. Because I got a new tattoo, right? And it's a shark. And I feel like all of the... And I know you don't like men, right? But I think men like you. And if the men that like you might be sharks. So, 6 of Pentacles in reverse. I would say, like, I don't know how you, I don't know how you're posturing yourself around men, but it could be beneficial for you to, in some ways, like, engage with them a little bit more. I don't know exactly how I mean that. It just kind of seems like you could be planting seeds in doing that. About who you are and what you can attract. Like what you're matched up with. Yes, Guy says if you're pretty, use it to your advantage. You might feel like that's manipulative, and maybe it is. But, like, you know, that's your shadow to figure out how you want to use it. Like, it's like a sword that you have at your disposal. You could choose whether or not and to what extent you want to use that. But I feel like there is possibility, networking-wise, for you to kind of make yourself and your value known. Like, here's what I can do when you put me in this situation. And it might have something to do with, like, entertaining, because the star is coming out twice. It's either, like, entertainment, or it's, like, healing, or it's, like, social networking. Because 6 of Pentacles in reverse, like, you might not necessarily be, like, contributing anything directly, but it could be that you're, like, a nice accessory or something like that. Which sounds weird, I guess, but, like... Like, when I wore, like, a pleated skirt and the thigh-high socks to work, my boss was like, this is a cute outfit. Letting me know, hey, keep dressing kind of like this. This is how you kind of want to see you look. Because he never really compliments my outfits. Like, that's like the first time he's ever like really complimented my outfit. And then I made like $104, which doesn't sound like a lot, and it probably isn't a lot, but like, I don't work in like a super busy spot. It's like, and I work the morning shift. Like, you could have some like Wheel of Fortune, like there could be some good luck coming in, but part of that is like, it's coming on top of the service. And then the sword that I mentioned before, like part of like how you fare depends on like what you're putting in and how you're performing in some kind of way. So like this could be like a little bit of like a heads up for like a future shift or something like that. It's like, hey, if you kind of lean into this energy for this person, it could pay off in a way. Like it could help you. Like if you could just, I don't know, put your pride aside or like submit in some kind of way. I don't know. I think you'll know what to do in the moment. I can't like see like what the situation is and like all the variables surrounding it. But I feel like you're the kind of person who can trust their gut. I have an alarm for my Duolingo to learn Deutsch. I just went off speaking German. So, speaking another language. I don't know if you speak another language. Maybe you want to start like doing that like when you're at work. That could be cool. Because I've been speaking more German just because I know more German. I can like actually use German comfortably. So, yeah, I don't know if you know any other languages. Maybe you want to like start to, yeah, Gemini. Maybe you want to start to speak in that. You said that was your 8th house again, right? So like, you might know how to like tickle the sensitive spots of like certain people. Why does that sound so stupid? Like tickling their sensitive spots, weird. But this is something about their non-spoken preferences and your ability to meet them, and your ability to sense that unspoken preference in that person and like rise to the occasion. Two of Cups in reverse, yeah. And language doesn't have to be like spoken language. It could be like body language, something like that. Like a lot of times when I dance, I kind of dance like snaky. Like I'm how do I explain that? Other than snaky. But like I don't always dance fast. I'm cool with slow dancing. And then should I just like physically demonstrate? I don't know. Hold on. My cat is here. I'm like a big like and like I'll do a lot of stuff like that, you know? That's just, you know, a throwaway. No thought put into it. But maybe if you're moving more slowly, people have more time to watch you or observe what you're doing, or because everyone around you could be moving fast, or everyone around you could be doing like 110%. Like, let's say for example, like this is like a situation that like have like poles in the spot. Like everyone around you could know how to really like work the pole. You know, like obviously they're like real deal strippers. Like they really know how to get up there and flip upside down and all that stuff. But you could be someone who isn't like you obviously you strip, but you're not like fucking gymnast in there. You're like you're something a little bit different, a little bit more sultry, a little bit more smooth, a little bit more like you have a more native and natural sense of seduction. It's not as practiced, or it comes with some like natural skill. Like you said that you're like Filipino, right? Or Filipina. So isn't that like an island, right? Like that's an island, right? So like you got some like island girl aura. You could have some like island girl aura, or like an island girl physique. Like I'm thinking of Lilo and Stitch now. I'm thinking of Lilo and Stitch for some reason, and that's what I meant. Like you attract like sharks. Like you could attract like Stitchmen, like little monsters. And I think the monster men like whatever you have to offer, because there's something about you that just like they like that kind of a thing. Nani bad as hell. Yeah, that could be you. Like you could be hitting people's fantasies or something like that. And then other people like could be like in your like your coworkers could be like, oh man, like you have this like signature that I can't replicate because I'm not you. Like I'm not that kind of girl. Like I'm not Filipino. Like I'm not that. Like even amongst other black women, I still stand out. For whatever reason, because like my dad sent me a video just the other day about genetic diversity within the African people, and how we have like the most genetic diversity of any other people, because like everybody kind of came from black people anyways. So like we just like kind of like the origin. Like you had the tallest people in the world, they're from Africa. The shortest from the world, they're from Africa. You know, all that stuff. So you gotta believe in like the strength of whatever your niche is here. And just know that you're attracting those people who really are into whatever you have to offer. I mean, yeah, okay. I was gonna say, I don't know why I keep emphasizing men. It could be because you could be missing out on some opportunities. Maybe, possibly. Not that it's like a bad thing, but like there could be more opportunities to receive wealth through pursuing men. Because that's coming up on top of like growth in reverse, and then the Six of Wands. So like you may not particularly like those kinds of opportunities as much because you're not attracted to them, right? But like you could be like missing out a little bit on some things that could be there. I don't know. What is that about? I want more clarity. Why is the Ace of Pentacles here in reverse? Yeah, because you might be like, you might isolate yourself a little bit here. Like I mentioned that, like, some of the coworkers I work with, like, touch themselves. They don't present themselves as being able to give you financial opportunities. Yeah, you might have to, like, elicit. You might have to, like, hop into your temptress bag and kind of seduce some of these men. But I think that's what they're there for. They want to be seduced. So you might have to like pretend to like them. Yeah. If you could pretend to like them, I think you could benefit. Yeah, you might have to go like on a little bit of a scuba dive. You might have to be willing to like really hop into that alter ego to the point where you stop kind of being yourself as much. Which is kind of like a test or like a challenge of your strength here. It's like, how much performing can I do? Especially when you're just like not sexually attracted to the opposite gender. It's like, how much performing of attraction can I pull off, like, realistically and, like, be believable? So, yeah, opportunities for you to grow in your ability to be duplicit, honestly. Should have got a free bag of Coke from your friends from this guy just by being nicer than the last time I saw him. Well, dude, that actually reminds me. I have to do another reading for you about, like, a restaurant girl, but there's a girl at my restaurant who really reminds me of you, because she's lesbian, and, I kind of have, like, this, like, unspoken, like, I crocheted her a bunny hat like this one, and I gave it to her. And I'll talk about that some more later, but, like, another guy that, like, I knew, because I work in the front, she works in the kitchen, and, he's, like, a regular, so I guess they let him in the back, so he saw her, and then he went to go and try to get, her number. See, I called her a him. But, and then she rejected him, and I didn't tell him that she was lesbian. I just wanted to, like, kind of see what was gonna happen. But yeah, she rejected him. I'm tongue-tied. And then he got mad. And then he was drunk, so he, like, started to say stuff that he didn't really mean. Like, mean things. But yeah. So, I think that's pretty much all I have for this reading. I think. So, yeah. If he's a regular, you can get what you want coming from a man. Yeah, because usually I think the regulars at my job, like, they start to feel really comfortable with the staff. Like, I had a regular, another one, not that same guy, but another really drunk guy who, like, really gets comfortable with touching the staff once he gets to a certain point. And he touched me, and then I, like, threatened to punch him in the chin. And then he kind of left me alone after that. But, like, that's fine. He'll be back. And there'll be no bad blood. But sometimes you have to, like, put drunken men in their place. And I honestly feel like they respect you more after you do that. Because it's like, you know, here's why you should respect me, if not just because you have values. So I will embarrass you. And one thing men don't like to be is embarrassed. Men hate to be embarrassed. In my experience, at least. The kinds of men that I typically attract usually have, like, really, like, huge egos. And, like, a need to curate public image. You got tipped $100 by the only customer you've ever had to cut off. Dude, you got tipped $100 and, like, I make $100 on a good day. That's crazy. I need to start stripping. Oh! I need to start stripping. Oh, that really puts things into perspective. Thank you, Steph. I'm not jealous. It's just, I'm like, wow. That's the bar? What? Dude, I also need to learn how to bartend. Jeez. Yeah, I gotta get, like, deeper into my Catwoman bag. But I'm just afraid that, like, if I become too, sexy and adultery and stuff, then, like, my future husband will look at me and think the worst. Or, like, because I watch a lot of Peaky Blinders. Like, I watch Peaky... I've easily seen that entire 6-season TV show, like, 10 times at this point. Because I just put it on just to, like, have background noise sometimes. And, when they get, like, to the point where they're in, like, higher society and they're dealing with, like, I think the National Socialists and, like, Mr. Mosley and stuff like that, and he's like, your wife, she just won't do. Because she used to be, like, a prostitute. And I'm just like, bro, like, I would be so pissed if, like, me and my husband couldn't graduate to high society because I used to be a stripper. You know, like, that would suck. So, I don't know. Like, I like, when I envision my future, I think of, like, presidential shit. Like, seriously, like, I think I think highly of my ability to, like, rule the world. And if not myself personally, then just like be a part of the people who are ruling the world. You know, like that's where I feel like I'm going. So, you know, I can't just like do anything, even if I kind of want to do it, because it's just like, how will that look in 20 years when I'm ruling the world? It won't look great if I'm like the first lady and people have videos of me naked. Ah! You know? That's why I also don't really like talk to people, like have a lot of relationships, like even like small flirty relationships, and I don't like I used to like send like traps and stuff, and I'll be like, oh, this is me and I'm sexy, but never have I ever sent cat. Like that's my one of my biggest rules is I don't send cat. Like I will not take a picture of my vision and send it. Like no, like I just won't. And like yeah, bro, like, come on. Because like, I gotta, like, make sure that my future, 6 of 1 at the bottom of the deck, I didn't even try to put that there, but, like, the future. But then again, like, I might honestly still strip. Because, like, I'm 22. I just gotta do it out of the right place. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking as long as it's, like, a gentleman's club or something like that. And I never, like, actually fuck anybody who's like in there, I could be fine. And I'm like going to the gym like several times a week. Like my body looks great right now. I should be like, what am I doing? You know, I don't know. I have lots to think about when it comes to that. Cause on one hand I don't want to care, and then on the other hand I actually do care. But I also want to make more money, and I like to dance. I'm good at dancing. I would make so much money doing that. I know I would. I know I would. What time is it? I have work at 6 or 5. I don't know. He didn't actually send me the schedule, so I don't really know. He was just like, yeah, you work tomorrow night. But he didn't actually say what time. I'm assuming that it's the same as last week. It's 2 o'clock my time, 2:03. Okay. I might even be able to record another one of these. Okay, I'm going to end this. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. This has been great. Loved it. I have to do another one for stuff. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this today or if I'll do that another day. But the next one is about, and I think I work with that girl today. I don't know, though. I didn't get the schedule. I can't tell you for sure. But she made me a burger. I dominate the clubs in Houston. Dude, I have a new pair of boots coming in. Cowboy boots. I knew I would. And like, I actually was looking at clubs like in the area, like strip clubs, because I was like seriously contemplating this, and I was telling Steph about this like in personal messages. Is that like there's this one place called the Tattletale, and they play like rock music, and like I feel like if I was gonna dance, it would be to like rock music. Like I can't really see myself in like a downtown Atlanta club like shaking my ass to like Future, because personally I'm just not like the kind of girl who like could probably do that all night. But if they were playing like rock, I could probably do it, you know? Like I could really dance to rock. But like I'm no longer really like a city girl. Like when I was younger, I used to be a little bit more ghetto, I guess. I don't want to say ghetto. I don't think I was ever ghetto, but like if there was ever a time when I was more ghetto, it was when I was like probably like 20. Like in between 18 and 20. It was probably like peak ghetto for me. And now I'm probably like falling more into like that like more whitewashed category, but I don't really mind it as much, because I feel like that's just how I was meant to be as a person. Like, that's how my life has made me. My life has made me a little bit more whitewashed than I ever, like, thought I would be. If I never went to California, I probably would be a different person right now. But, you know, product of my environment, I guess. So, thank you for watching this. I'll see you guys later. Bye.